Okay. All right. I think I am ready.
All right, count it down.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Coming at you in 3, 2.
Wait, it didn't go?
Yeah, it went, but I had the volume down. Let's try this one more
That's
time.
hilarious.
Coming at you in 3, 2.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
Who gives a fuck?
I don't care if you personally kick Candace Owens and her stinky
cray.
No good thing starts with, I was thinking about my ex. He ain't learned his lesson. That's a brother ain't gonna learn shit.
I know this is gonna be about you, and I don't care.
Let's keep this shit funky.
Welcome, what's unpoppin', what's good, people? Welcome to the Unpopin' Show, home of unpopular opinions. I am T Storm, and joined by the very dapper DJ Mike Swift in the building. What's happening, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm about 50% dapper. I was killing them with the blazer today, but
The blazer.
Yeah.
Was there a tie? Was there a tie?
no tie, thank God. You know,
Okay,
we are out of the tie world, but you know, I had to dress like a grown up today because I had some important meetings and whatnot. But yeah,
Word.
Here we are.
For those who are not watching and are listening, what is wrong with you? You need to watch this as well on our YouTube channel, but we'll get to that later. For those who are listening, Mike is in a grown-up shirt with the collar and the buttons and the cleanly shaven.
So I got to show this just because I'm on my grown man stuff these days. So you see how the collars is standing up,
Right.
but there are no buttons on the collar.
Uh-oh.
I got the hold on, let me show everybody my trick here. So I got the metal collar stays
Okay.
with the little magnet.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So you see now that the collar flops.
Yeah, that's...
Pop your magnet on there, and the collar
grown
it
shit.
stands up crisp and clean and perfect.
That's
People don't
that, boy.
understand. Like, what did he do? Use a whole can of starch?
Right. That shit just standing up. Did he give it the blue pill? Fed his shirt the blue pill. That shit is just erect. Speaking of erect, the Oscars over the weekend. Oh boy.
Yeah.
There's been so much happening within the last. Okay, so we're recording this on Monday evening. It's a full night after the fact, and I'm glad we're doing it when we're doing it because you know it affords us a little more information and you know to kind of watch the conversation as it went on, around the internets and you know conversations and text messages and all types of stuff. Okay. I guess we could just jump right to it.
It's the damn slap heard around the world, man.
Oh my goodness. First of all, if you know what happened, you saw the shit yourself. The Oscars happened on Sunday night. And after years of, you know, Oscars so white, a black man produced it. Will Packer Productions, actually, I believe the first black person to produce the Oscars. Am I correct on this?
You are correct.
Okay, so, hey, first of all, some kudos to Mr. Packer.
For sure.
You know, the other Will that we were talking about, Will Smith, he got in his feelings, it seems like. And anyway, and it's been interesting watching how many different people reacted and the ways they reacted to what he did to, you know, what was happening at the moment. So he got upset with Chris Rock. There was a joke that I missed. Apparently, Regina Hall told a entanglement joke. Did you see that?
I was looking for that joke. So I did not watch the Oscars, and I didn't hear about this until Terrence called me, and I wiped the coals from my eye, see who this calling me, And why? No, Terrence called, or I keep calling you Terrence. T called, and
it's my name is fine. Folks know me, but if you don't know my name, my actual government name that my mama gave me is Terrence. The streets and the industry call me T-Storm. It's fine, whatever.
He called. I got up and I looked it up and I saw it, and then like today started doing my fair bit of research on it and trying to figure out everything that was going on. And I had heard that she made a joke, but I could not find that joke. I looked and scoured and could not find it, but I heard that it existed. She did not get the shit slapped out of her.
No, not at all. So getting to that, this happened last night where Chris Rock was up to present an award for, I believe it was Best Documentary. Shout out to Questlove, who actually won. That got looked over because of this moment here.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
Will Smith walks up on stage. Chris stands there, takes the hit.
Wow.
Will walks back to his seat.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
This is the Unedited.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
In the awkward silence.
Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
And Chris Rock is able to go on, not cracking any jokes at this, the rest of it, and went on, presented the award again. Like I said, Questlove, his crew won for Summer of Soul. Fascinating, a dope documentary if you haven't seen it. I was stuck in that moment. I did not move. I kept rewinding because initially it looked like a bit, that they had practiced, and he walked up and I'm like, that can't be real. The audio muted, and here in the States, the audio muted, so you didn't hear the profanity on the air. But I saw Will Smith's body language and his facial expressions, yelling at the top of his lungs, keep my wife's name. I read his lips. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what I'm saying? And then when the audio finally cut back in and Rock is like, all right, and you heard what the rest of happened. I kept rewinding. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And so behind the scenes, there was video of Denzel Washington and several other people approaching, pull Will aside and talk to him and walked him back to his seat, and he chilled. And he sat there for the rest of the show and accepted his speech. Made a speech where he won for Best Actor for his role in King Richard. Here's a piece of his acceptance speech.
I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world.
Was it Smack Chris Rock?
I'm being called on in my life to love people.
So that was a slap of love. Okay.
And to protect people.
That was a protection smack. Okay,
and
got
to be a river to my people.
River smack. Whatever.
I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. God. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. Mm-hmm. In this business, you got to be able to have
including your wife
disrespecting you.
Mm-hmm. Wife included.
And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. But Richard Williams and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you.
Phrasing.
Yeah. And
God.
that happened. And so the conversations have been happening all day. I couldn't pull myself out of conversation. I've had several back and forths with people about it. Mike, your thoughts?
Here's what I like about that. You was like, let me say everything I gotta say because I know Mike gonna go in.
Yes. I mean, I got more. I'm paused on because I have a wow, and of course by now at this point where I do want to state that at this point now as we're recording, before we started recording, Will Smith issued an apology. But everyone from Shannon Sharp to all the different memes, the Batman slap meme with Will replacing Batman and Chris Rock replacing Robin with the smack. Yeah, they say the internet is undefeated. Yeah, internet is undefeated. And I am a fan of Will Smith. Let me preface all this before, because I got some shit to say, but I do want to let you talk, Mike. I'm a fan of Will Smith, but I'm terribly disappointed and not his greatest moment. But again, Mike, your thoughts.
So let's start at the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. Normally here's where I would, kind of reset and say what happened. We all know what happened. Chris Rock told a joke, right?
Right.
It wasn't a mean joke. It was likening her to a tough lady who kicked ass in a film.
Correct.
Right. So that wasn't like
who happened to shave her head as well.
Yes, in the film, because she was in boot camp for Marine Corps or something like that, and she was proving that women can do it too, right? So kind of an empowering role. So it wasn't a mean joke. Now, some theorize that the joke was deeper than what it was. I don't think that it was that deep, but they theorized that he likened her to G.I. Jane, who was played by Demi Moore, who cheated on her husband with a younger man. I'll let y'all fill in the other part of that the next step.
Yeah, nah, come on, son.
I don't think it was that deep, but that's, what people are saying. Some people are saying anyway.
That's the super woke. It's different from woke and super woke. The super woke is like grand rising.
They don't even have eyelids anymore. They so woke. They can't sleep.
Right.
Can't sleep.
Can't sleep. If I sleep, the white man will win. Continue.
But look, Will did too much. Will was in his feelings. He took advantage of a moment where he knew Chris Rock couldn't do anything. He got over emotional about a joke. Now, some people say it was a tasteless joke. It was a cruel joke. Well, here's the thing about jokes. You don't know if a joke is going to be funny or not until after it leaves your mouth.
Very true.
I've not yet met a comedian who has said, let me tell a not funny joke that's just going to upset people so I can get slapped. Right?
Yeah.
The other thing, it would be different if the entire tone of the evening was regal and upright and everybody was, cutting their chicken wings with a knife. Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, and Regina Hall started out the evening roasting people. They were roasting all night. They got on LeBron James's hairline. It was kind of funny too.
Right.
The Oscars was the night for hairline jokes.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, it was like the theme and the energy of the evening was jokes at other people's expense. So I don't get it. Now, here's what I think, really. I think the past 2 years of public scrutiny in a way that he has had it is eating away at him. Right? when you really think about Will Smith and his public demeanor, how people have taken him, no one has really had smoke for Will Smith except for in that gap of time when hip hop music was real hardcore. It was like, he too soft, right? That other than that, it's like he's been the man. And now you reach 2020, 2021, and part of 2022, he is the poster boy for being emasculated. That ain't Chris Rock's fault.
Correct.
Chris Rock took that slap for the whole internet and every comedian and every radio show host, us included, for everybody that's been roasting him and his wife for all this time. That's his wife's fault, not his.
So there's a theory. I have more on this as well, but there's a theory that that slap didn't start that night from Sunday night. That actually probably goes back, even further, but at least to 2016.
Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
Listen, I heard somebody say something once, and I wish I could remember who it was. They said, if you're angry in the evening about being cut off in traffic in the morning, maybe you're the asshole.
Right. Right. Yo. So all right. So let's go. So yes, he's been. It would seem he's being publicly humiliated. A lot at the hands of his own wife. It would seem. The entanglement thing, people keep bringing up the entanglement. It's like, yo, you slapped Chris Rock, but why you ain't slap August Alsina? That's who you mad at. You didn't. I don't subscribe to that because, I mean, if what we understand about their relationship, and again, this is their relationship, they put this out, they put their business in, they live publicly, not just being public figures, but they put their personal lives out in the public as well and expect nobody to say nothing about it. But in any case,
the only pushback I have on that is they didn't put their life on display. She put their life on display, and he had to speak to it. He tried not to, but then he went and sat down at the table, and he had to roll with it because she put it out there. Now, they do have an open marriage, but I'm gonna tell you, like I know people who are about that life, and they roll with the punches, right? They, no pun intended on that. They roll with the punches, and they do their thing, but they know they built for that life. Yeah. He obviously ain't built for that life. I mean, like he oh my God, you would be hard pressed to make me believe in that moment he thought that joke was so in poor taste that he had to get up on national live television and go slap another black man in the mouth on national live television, the first Oscars produced by a black man in an arena where ain't a whole lot of black men being nominated, let alone winning. He was that upset over that joke. Listen, when Chris really could have went in on some entanglement, Netflix and Entangle, my favorite shirt, and all of that, he could have really went in, but he didn't. And,
I'm in tonsils. In any case, so there's something else that Chris Rock said that really stood out to me. Tell me, here, just take a listen.
There's some going on with black people right now. There's like a civil war going on with black people, and there's two sides. It's black people, and there's and have got to go. Every time black people want to have a good time, ignorant ass
Who knew ignorant ass gonna be Will Smith on this particular night? So here we go. I think he got in his feelings. I don't think the joke that Chris Rock told that night was really perhaps in poor taste, so it was whatever, but he didn't call her out her name. He didn't call her a whore. He didn't, like you mentioned, he didn't mention their affair or their open marriage and nothing like that. I don't think it was that personal. It was really, and I think it was on the fly. He didn't even think, it was just like low-hanging fruit, and he went there, right? Just scanning crowd work, said the joke, and was about to move on.
Exactly that. He was doing crowd work because he didn't come out and just go straight to them and single them out. He went at a few other people and then got to her.
And then got to them. Right. He was going in the line. I've seen other comedians do the same thing. And, you know, and whatever was going on in Mr. Smith's head, because here's the thing. When the camera hit them after the joke, after the punchline, Will is seen laughing. He's chuckling at the joke.
Because it was funny.
Jada is not.
She actually physically rolled her eyes.
Black girl rolled her eyes at Chris Rock. And then when it cuts back to Chris, then Will is walking up there. So he's laughing, he sees Jada, and then, I got to do something about this. And he does that. That wasn't the place to do it. He could have waited and everybody said it, he could have waited till after he came down off the stage, after the presentation, caught him backstage. If you felt it was necessary to slap him at that moment, you could have slapped him. But I think, and I've said this 20 times today, so there's rules of engagement. I think before somebody fires off, for men, there's rules of engagement. Before I fire off, most men understand there's a stern warning before firing off. If it's that serious, hey man, quit that shit. And if the other person is like, man, whatever, and it's okay, then it could go there next. It can get physical next, right? I'm not saying I'm not validating the use of physical violence, saying that it was appropriate or whatever. I'm just saying in terms of if we're going to take it to the streets, there's rules of engagement. Also, time and place. If we in a church and we got beef, we not rolling in the aisles, even if it's on site. Okay, time and place. We're not about to do this. You don't want to embarrass your folks, right? And then. As black men, we are stereotyped, judged, and scrutinized way more harshly, right? And we don't get to just act out in certain places, especially in spaces where we're not necessarily wanted. The Oscars is a very prestigious and kind of a white establishment. And I mean, just think about it. At this point, there's only been, 4, maybe 5. I think maybe it was as well the 5th black man to win Best Actor as an Oscar. And the Oscar's been around, 70 something, whatever, how many years it's been around? 2016 was Oscars so white. It's not that long ago, man. It's how we have to move in public spaces. It's a lot different, because we have so much scrutiny and eyeballs on us. To act the way he did, to get up and walk up and slap Chris Rock in front of on live television, and then to carry on from your seat like that's a nigga moment. Not very,
Yeah, look, and I will add another rule to the rules of engagement. Don't suck a punch, because that's essentially what that was. That was a sucker punch. Y'all are friends. Y'all are people for the most part, right? Maybe they don't hang out on the weekends, but they know each other. Yeah. There was no reason for Chris Rock to believe that this man was going to put hands on him, and that's evidenced by him having his hands behind his back, leaning in because he thought he was going to say something in his ear. I saw somebody who was like, "Oh, it's fake. Nobody leans in to get slapped." Well, you lean in if you don't know you finna get slapped, right? So yeah.
So that goes back to what I was, to firing off without warning, and yeah, like you said, he wasn't expecting that. And also, kudos to Chris Rock. I mean, this was Brooklyn versus Philly all day, but kudos to Chris Rock, who held his composure. One, he took the hit. It was like, wow, dude, really? You know what I'm saying? Instead of, I don't think I could have been as professional. There's a lot of cats that I can't imagine if that had happened, if they had been in that space for somebody, one, to walk up on them like that, and two, to carry on. They'd have had to clear out the entire front row. There'd have been a whole bunch of what somebody said. They'd have had to cut the commercial. Yo, it'd have been a whole lot going on. And then they would have probably escorted every black person out of there because it's like, yo, what's going on? We don't know who we can trust. That was really weird. It was embarrassing. I think it was embarrassing.
It is. It's embarrassing. It's humiliating. And one of my homegirls, she was very, very upset by it. And I think how she put it was best. She said, that man has to go home and explain to his children why another grown man slapped him on TV and he didn't do anything.
Right.
You know, she said he got to explain to his wife. And I was like, well, he ain't got to explain nothing to his wife anymore, except for, see, baby, I took the slap so the money can keep coming. Because they ain't together no more and she's beating up his pockets. But yeah, to like, I get it, man. I do. You know, and I was thinking about it. I was like, God, would I do that if somebody said something about old girl? And I really had to struggle with that, dude. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Be, especially to another black man, right? Like,
okay. Let me jump in.
I don't want to do that to you. Even if you said some shit that I didn't like, I don't really want to do that to you. Now, if you put hands on my woman, that's something completely different. But just your words, man, you have the right, real talk. In a free society, you have the right to say whatever the F you want to say, unless you on YouTube and you have to censor yourself.
Okay, so from my personal life, because the statute of limitations have passed, I can talk about it. So there was an issue where I, unfortunately put hands on somebody. My cousin. It's like my brother, one of my first cousins. I won't say his name. You know what it is. You know I love him. But it was necessary in the moment. Not my best moment, not my shiniest moment, right? But there had been something happening back and forth online, on social media, where he was talking about. I don't even get into the details. It was about a family member I didn't appreciate, and he put some information, some lies out that it's like, yo, one, stop doing that. Two, that's dangerous. Quit that. And he said something really, really disrespectful. I said, you know what? And this is all online. I tell you what, when we see each other, keep that same energy. And that was all I said. And lo and behold, weeks later, I come outside my job where he was standing, just kind of hanging for some reason, and I lost it. In front of my wife, I had my bag, dropped my shit, ran up, and open hand popped him, and was waiting for what we gonna do now? It wasn't no smoke, and not my shiniest moment. We made amends. I apologized. I apologized for how it happened. I still believe he deserved that slap, but I shouldn't. That wasn't the way to really handle that. You know what I'm saying? No. So. Again, we all have laps, right? And it's a crime.
Right.
Also,
and I'm so glad you said that it was a crime part. I am so disappointed with the Oscars. Not that I had a whole lot of respect for that institution to begin with. Not that I just didn't care about them, whatever. But I'm very disappointed that he on television assaulted another human being, right?
Yeah.
He was allowed to go sit back in his seat like ain't nothing happened.
Right.
Sit there. They came to talk to him about how you feel and how you doing. Everybody consoling him. Then he gets to win the award and go up and get the award and claim Victim of the Year award, in my opinion, with them tears and all that. Bruh. Miss me with that. Like, for real. I get it. And I keep saying that because I understand his emotion, right? I have personally been in a place where the situation that I was in had my emotions so out of control that I didn't know what I was going to do from one moment to the next. And thank God it's one night in particular that I'm thinking about. Thank God I had, my homegirl Angel with me to not act a fool and wind up in jail. But so I know what that feeling is. And that was, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
At me and Will Smith, what, about the same age? He might have me by a couple years.
He's like, I think he's like, is he 54 now?
So he's got me by a few years.
53, 54, something like that, yeah.
At this point, bro, you need to be in control of your emotions to the point where you ain't putting hands on another man for telling a joke. You just do. Like that, real talk.
It was misplaced anger.
100%. And the least masculine thing he could have ever done. First you act out and hit a man, and then you stand on TV and you're crying. And just the irony behind God called me to protect and love after you just slapped the shit out of somebody. For real, God was like, bro, don't put me in your mess. I ain't had nothing to do with that. The devil knocked. You answered the door. I'm at the house.
Right. We have a toll-free number for folks that want to comment or you want to call and or text. The number 833-878-7566. Toll free to you. Feel free to hit us up. Let us know what you think in text or leave us a message. And we have a message right here.
Hey guys. Hey T-Storm. My name is Giselle and I'm calling from Jersey. Will Smith was in the wrong. He should not have, smacked Chris Rock. He should not have put his hands on Chris Rock at all whatsoever, especially on live television. Because in the clip, you see that he's kind of like laughing at the joke, but then he looks at his wife and then he gets serious. So I think Will Smith was in the wrong. Chris Rock was just being a comedian, and doing what comedians do, which is, riff off of the audience and whatnot. But he was wrong. And I hope that he apologizes to him. But for now, Will Smith needs to take a break, chill out, and figure out what's going on with him mentally. Thanks.
Thank you.
I agree 100%.
833-878-7566 if you want to holler at us.
Can I take a second to give you props for the post with the phone number that you did on Twitter?
Thank you. So safe, was it safe from, what was this? Being smacked
T-Storm checked in, safe from being smacked by Will Smith.
But it's still early. I come up with them from time to time.
That was beautiful. It was poetry. It really was.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. There's one more element that I do want to mention. Again, like I said, I'm a fan of Will Smith, and I didn't anticipate this would be the entire episode about this, but so be it. Whatever. He had been doing a lot of press about his book, the book that he wrote about himself, and there was a video of him trying to get in what was called the best shape of my life, and he had a breakdown in the making of that. But there's something he said that's in this book where he talks about witnessing his father hit his mother so hard, like I believe it was a closed hand punch to the head or something, like, if I'm putting extra on it, sorry. But he witnessed his father hit his mother really hard. And I don't know, he was a young child at the time, but he felt powerless, that he didn't do anything. And for years, up until writing the book, where he explained to his mother that he felt like a coward the entire time, from childhood, witnessing that his father hit his mom, not doing anything in his child mind, not like he should have done something and didn't, and felt like a coward all these years. And so I believe that played into what he did in front of everybody internationally. It wasn't Chris Rock up there. He was looking at his father.
You know what I think? I think that makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because he's lived, 40 some odd years, just assuming, with that guilt for watching his father hit his mother and not being able to do anything about it. In that moment, he became his father and did that to Chris Rock's son.
Wow.
I was bothered by this and still kind of laughing at it because there is some humor in it. But I think that just made it way serious for me. I did not expect for that to happen. That just made it really serious for me, and it makes me, I'm not gonna lie. I was a fan of Will Smith. I lost a lot of respect for him after that. I really did.
What'd you think of his apology?
Let's read his apology. From Mr. Will Smith, quote, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There's no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will."
Yeah.
What do I think about that?
Yeah.
I think it's sincere. I think it's form letter-ish, but I am still giving him I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because of the man he has shown up to be up to this point. So I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And I am assuming that this is a sincere apology. Now I would like to see him apologize to Chris's kids. I would. I mean,
that may happen behind the scenes if it happens.
And I would be okay with that. Right? Like, well, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Because it was public. Because it was just as public.
Yes. Because he embarrassed the hell out of that man publicly. And the part that I couldn't really get away from, that I think that bothered me the most, was that he took advantage of a moment. He knew that Chris Rock wasn't going to do anything to mess up his money, to deal with his money, right?
Yeah.
So he took advantage by the way he walked up, smacked him, then turned his back on him.
Right.
Turned his back on him and walked off smiling. Like,
Fixing
yo, bro.
his jacket. Like, yeah. Like it was a proud moment. That was, yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Did you hear did you hear the song that he put out?
No.
My wife's name.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him.
My wife's name. Out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
My wife's name. Out your mouth. Yeah. Give it up for T-Storm.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Oh, wow.
My wife's name. Out my wife's name. Out my wife's name. Out your fucking mouth. My wife's name. My wife's name. My wife's name. Out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane
Out your
joke.
fucking mouth.
Where's the 5 fingers? Say it again, Jada. I love that.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Give it up for T-Storm. T-Storm. Yeah. Out your fucking mouth.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
You're wrong on so many levels.
Listen. No, come on now. Why can't I be ignorant? Coming soon to Apple Music and wherever you
Look, one more.
wherever you stream.
Not to belabor the point, or beat a dead horse. Before we did the show, my youngest sister called me, and she was completely through with black women. She was just done.
Oh wow!
Over this, she was done, and I was like, "What did black women do?"
Yeah, that's, Please explain.
Well, she went out onto the interwebs and read the comments. Never read the comments. But she read the comments, and it was a lot of women saying, if your man ain't doing this for you, then your man don't love you. If anybody protect black women, this is what protecting black women look like. If anybody says something, your man's supposed to do this. Will did his job. Like, that was kind of the narrative. And let me just, we joke and we laugh, but I got to bring it back down to the ground from time to time, and let's bring it back down.
Yeah.
If your man is doing this, that's the man you don't want to be with. You don't want to be with him. He ain't got no sense. He's overly emotional. He can't control his emotions. He can't control himself. Either that's going to spill over to you and you're going to be on the receiving end of it, or he going to be out doing that so much that he going to be locked up and away from you. What you want most out of your man is for him to be with you. So that's my public service announcement.
Yeah. I saw those, and that's what I'm saying. So many different people like, salute Will for da 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 da. That's nothing to salute, y'all. That's not what come on, y'all. Really? That's toxic behavior. If I have to use the word toxic, that is toxic. That is textbook toxic behavior. And he recognized it was wrong when he was tearing up about it. Yeah, he knew he was wrong. He knew it. Because you just acted out in front of all these white folks. You spent all these years building up your career to have a moment like that in front of the world. You acting a fool in front of these good white folk. All these good white folks, you acting silly in front of, boy, what you doing? Nah, that goes back to like what I was saying. We're not afforded slip-ups like that. No. In real life. Maybe, Chris was great. Chris Rock was gracious enough not to press charges. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna do that, right? Right. But in real life, the person that got hit ain't gotta press charges. No. They ain't got to. Had it been anybody else, the LAPD was like, they was already on it and went to Chris like, hey, you want us to do something about this? It's like, no, I'm good. Good show. They ain't got to. Look, Chris ain't gonna press charges. He said, nah, I'm good. He read that little apology. But you better believe this ain't done. Oh, no. You better believe it ain't done. He's on tour as well. Oh, please believe. He's got to use it for material. He's got to. Please believe. He's not. He's talked about his divorce. He talked about being viewed as a creepy old man by Rihanna. Dude, it's a joke that I want to tell it so bad. I want to tell it so bad. You have on a very nice shirt, Mike. That shirt does not afford you the ability or the leverage to tell those type of jokes anymore. I will tell it to you off camera. Tell me the joke. And you are free to have it. If I say it publicly, I can't credit where it came from. Nope. But I'm fine with that. Okay. I just got to tell somebody this joke. Not to belabor the point. I think Miss Jada, and I want to be clear on saying her name also, because that his declaration of keep my wife's name out your effing mouth makes me think I have to be careful even when I talk about my favorite rapper from the Locks. So I'll just say, I don't think Mr. Smith's woman was happy about what he did. Why not? Embarrassing.
look, I
It
saw
was embarrassing. I mean, if
I saw her face, I saw her face when he told that joke, and I saw the canoodling and the touching heads and
after the
all-
fact, way
Yeah.
after the fact, way after the fact.
Yeah.
But in that moment, while hell is breaking, you don't know if the folks from the Oscars are going to be like, "Hey, we need y'all to come with me.
Y'all need to get y'all black ass out of here."
We need you, excuse me, Mr. Smith, please come with me." You don't know what's about to happen next, right? In that moment, I don't think she was happy about that. My man stood up for me. Okay, there's that part of it. Okay, but in the way it happened, I don't think that's what she would have wanted him to do. Not like that. And if she did, that's an issue.
I said earlier I lost some respect for Will. I lost a lot of respect for Jada a long time ago. Right. And we've talked about it on the other episodes. You know what? Everything that I'm about to say is assumption and probably projecting. I just think she's a little toxic, dude. Like, and it's a weird kind of toxicity because it shows up as positivity. The universe, this, and living my best life and living in my truth and love and all of that shit. But you're seeing the results of that. Love don't work that way. And I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm talking about life love between human beings. Just that energy. It don't work that way. It doesn't move people to violence that way. It doesn't. So, I mean, honestly, and I'm just going to be frank, I feel like 2 years ago, all of the red table talk and all of that stuff was the catalyst of this now. I just do. And I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong, and I'm open to somebody changing my mind on that. But I think those seeds were planted 2 years ago, and that thing is grown up. You know, it's that little plant is a tree now.
Big ass oak tree. Big ass entanglement tree.
There was another joke right there. It was right there. It was right there.
Yeah. Hey, folks, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think about the apology? What do you think about the entire situation? Was that the place for Will to handle it? He's already apologized and said no. But there's some of you that may think, yeah, keep it going. Whatever. Let us know in the comments. Follow us on all socials at Unpopin Show or our website, unpopinshow.com. And again, our toll-free number, I'm so excited about this, 833-878-7566. See, I'm cheesy when I say that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.